I am in DEEP Osaka. This is Sakai. This is very, very south of Osaka City, still within Osaka Prefecture, and I've been invited here by Sakai City itself. So this is going to be a very casual vlog. We're going to explore some things. I'm just about to go and head to a knife maker's. Now, I have actually been here before, and it was amazing. So Osaka has a very, very industrial history. You know, it's kind of known as Japan's kitchen back in the day, and way before that was all the samurai era. So of course, steel and knives and blades and everything are very well made, very well known in this area. In particular, Sakai. Trying to decide if I'm left-handed or right-handed. I think both, but both might equally be terrible. Thought I was being safe doing Nihon, like Japan, but maybe it would have been better to just do an arrow or a straight line. Nihon, Japan. I feel like these activities exist to make you realize how hard that is.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess this is the knife going to be sharpening.
ペティナイフで切れない状態チェックしてもらってもめっちゃ緊張
This feels like a magic trick. Just to prove this is a real knife. So when sharpening knives, you've got different sort of grit levels, I guess. Like some are smooth, some are kind of rough. This is a process to get your knife sharper, but it's also a decision on what food you're going to use it for. So if, for example, you're cutting like fish or meat or things for a salad, then you're going to want something very, very sharp, very smooth in terms of the actual raw knife edge. However, if you're cutting food, say vegetables that are going into a soup or something that's going into a sauce, they'll intentionally have a more rough finish on that blade because that collects the flavor, that adds extra surface area. Very interesting. I guess it's time to sharpen knives now. Wow, over 200 years. So, I'm actually here in Sakai with fellow TC member T-Man.
Yay!
This is our first trip together.
Yep.
So this should be a lot of fun.
Oh, by the way, we gotta go.
And we're going to be taking the tram. And I've said this before, and I'll always say it. A city that has trams is a good city. And we're heading onwards to a sumo arena. So, I've never seen sumo before. Maybe we can see some practicing, but it's going to be cool to go to the arena.
Main gate ここだってめっちゃ遠いんだけど。
Maybe it's here. That looks more like a sumo arena. It's dinner time, it's hungry time, and of course, when in Osaka, Okonomiyaki. So, that's what we're going for. Is this just lost and found, or just borrowed?
Yeah, you can borrow.
Wow. Well, if you need an umbrella for a moment, pick one up here and I guess drop it at your next station. Cameras always attract attention. Camera 好きですか？
あ、ちょっと、はい、好きです、好きです。
何カメラありますか？ソニー。A7
7-4。
A7 IV。いいね。From Sweden. Sweden.
ちょっと諸事情が。
スウェーデン。あ、スウェーデンなんや。
知らんかった。
色がね、汚い。
あ、どうぞどうぞ。So it's outsourcing your work. This is why you should bring your camera everywhere. Okonomiyaki, it's kind of like a pancake type thing. And then yakisoba, which is like fried noodles mixed with vegetables. That is big beer. Look at my head. How often do you have okonomiyaki? Like, どれぐらい？
食べます。なんかどれぐらい頻度で。
毎日？ Not every day.
あとテレビ。
I always like this reaction. Okay, being taken to another spot. Everyone wants to show us places. This definitely feels like a night sort of town, right? Like it's kind of evening vibes everywhere. Yeah, this is deep. This is like real local vibe. Okay, there's kind of a lot happening. Oh, Fujifilm 好きですか？
僕の友達勤めてた。この映るんです開発した人間。
いいね。Okay, everything's all happening at once. This is what I love about Osaka. It's within seconds someone's talking to you, especially when you have a camera. Oh, doga, yeah, video. I love it. This guy is 87 years old. 87歳。マジで？ What？ 動画大丈夫ですか？
YouTube 出る？
お名前は？
昴生。
昴生。はじめまして。
はじめましての乾杯。じゃあ
乾杯。
乾杯。乾杯。
ありがとうございます。どうもお気に。
お気に。お気に。大阪人でもお気に使えてな。
So he's phoning Nakambu Tomodachi.
友達。
So this is a friend from Kishiwada.
YouTube フォローしてるって。
ほんま、あ、知ってんやん。
誰？
ともじ。
友達。ああ。
今 YouTube 作ってくれる言うてさ、だんじりはどこで修理とか。
はい。1、2、3。
He's found pictures of me from 2 weeks ago. 楽しかったね。
楽しかったね。
Wow. So starting off day 2 of exploring Sakai, come to Nanshuji Temple. Now this is a very picturesque, very beautiful temple. You can come and visit here. However, you're not actually allowed to take photos or film anything, bring cameras and that sort of things. So I've been given very, very special access to come here and explore. Just walking around, enjoying this beautiful morning. Very, very hot morning for October. I'm sweating. There's a few things that are standing out to me whilst we're here. So one is just the sound of the birds. So there are so many birds just out and about in the trees. And I must be honest, that's one thing that I kind of feel is lacking a little bit in Japan sometimes. It's just the sound of nature. Like, you hear the cicadas in the summer and, you know, that's kind of about it really. But in comparison to, say, like an English countryside where you've got all the birds singing and everything, I don't hear that so much in Japan, other than maybe crows. So it's really nice to just be hearing an abundance of birds, very different sounding birds. It kind of almost feels a bit more tropical here. And I think that's all down to the curation of the gardens. So this is obviously very, very well maintained. And likewise, every angle that I look at around here, there is something interesting to see. You just see the rooftops and everything, the tiles, the angles, everything is just catching the light in a different way. And I find that the most interesting thing, just walking around, seeing the shapes of it, the geometry. And the final thing that I've just learned, which has kind of blown my mind a little bit, is Japan's largest ever shogun died and was buried here. And it is right there, about 400 years ago. And this has been preserved all those years. Amazing. So for those of you who don't know, that's kind of like the head of the army, I guess, the top dog. Next on today's chill adventure and itinerary, we're at Daisen Koen and heading off to a Japanese garden. we're now at Daisen Koen, which is, I guess, like a large park area. And within that, there is a Japanese garden, and it is beautiful. Immediately upon seeing it with the water and everything around it, I was like, this is one of my recommended spots for all of Osaka and potentially even Japan. Like, definitely make your way to a garden like this. It's just so zen and peaceful. I want to bring my mum here. I think she'd really, really love it. And in fact, on my maps, I've actually got everything categorized with like coffee shops, drinking spots and other things. And I've got one category that I've called Osaka Osusume, which is recommended Osaka. And this one is going straight on that list. It is beautiful, amazing. And one of the things that I'm really enjoying is every sort of like landmark, whether it's a little bridge or whether it's like a tree or an island in the water, everything is framed. You've just got layers upon layers upon layers. The whole connection between everything just gives you something to look at every time. Yeah, it's great. Okay, onwards to this key-shaped thing. So this is Japan's largest key-shaped park. I was thinking, well, how many are there? But then you realize there's actually a few around here. So this is Daisen Kōfun, which is a large sort of burial mound surrounded by moats. It's in the shape of a key. You can't really see that from this level. You kind of need to see it from the air. So I'm going to see if I can request some aerial footage that I'm just going to insert in here to show how impressive it is, because this is actually considered to be one of the top 3 of the world's most famous like tombs, alongside things like the pyramids at Giza. A very sort of sacred place surrounded by trees and water. Do need to see it from the air though, I think. Speaking of air, we're going to make our way up to an observation deck now. I love a viewpoint, and we're going to see over Sakai and yeah, out into the water as well, because this area of course is so close to the Bay of Osaka, which of course with it is all the history of this area. It's very well connected to the water. That's its main connection, key point, I guess. Key, this is a key point. Everything's key. Oh yes. And forgot to mention as well, and it says right here, this was made between the 3rd and 6th century. So that is over 1,500 years, 1,600 years ago. That is crazy. This is Sakai area, and over there, that is Osaka City. One of the best things about coming up to like an observation deck, of course, is you can just see how big everything is. And I'm just constantly reminded in Japan how vast, dense urban population is. And it's just as far as you can see, there is just urban sprawl. And for me, I love that. But likewise, we are surrounded by mountains here. So you're always just like a quick step away into nature, which is, you know, great for the urban mind. You can go and relax and sort of, yeah, de-stress and everything. 2 days in Sakai, plenty to explore. It's a great little extension to your trip in Osaka if you happen to come here. As I'm trying my agenda for recent times is to really try and push Osaka and just spread how much I love this place so much. The surrounding areas of Osaka Prefecture is always very interesting. As we've seen, the connection to the locals, that's what I love here. Like the izakayas, chatting with people, and yeah, just those immediate stories you get. That's what you can take home. And of course, if you bring in your camera, plenty to capture. And yeah, always enjoyable. Anyway, that's it for me, and we'll catch you in the next video from Japan super soon. All right, thanks for watching. Bye bye. And thank you, T-Man, for joining me. Yeah. お疲れ様でした。